Hi, Steve Ray here with another episode of Park Bench Pittsfield. And today I'm here in our downtown Pittsfield office with Ron Humphrey from Ron's Custom Services.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for coming in today, Ron.
Great to be here.
Ron, why don't you describe for us what your business is?
Well, on my card itself, it says a little bit of everything. I do auto detailing, custom woodworking, and handyman services. I felt that it's just fun to do.
What made you go into this business?
I was actually doing a friend's house, helping him out, doing some painting and some repair work, and had 3 neighbors stop and asked me if I'd take a look at jobs that they had that they couldn't get anybody to come look at because they were too small. I had spent 30 years in the food service industry as a regional sales manager, and but I always loved working with my hands as a kind of a hobby type of thing. And it kind of clicked to me that, you know what, this could be something that I'd love to do. I'm passionate in doing it. So I kind of put a little bell in my head that said, maybe this is something I should really look at trying to do myself.
Now, you've been in the food service business for how many years?
30 years I spent in the food service industry.
Most people would retire.
I had 3 kids in college.
So what drives you now?
It's just doing something I enjoy. Because I always did this anyways, whether it be for friends or family. I just did it because I like doing it. So the passion behind it is just really, I like being creative and making stuff with my hands.
So you first started out here in January of this year?
Yeah, that's it hit a milestone mark of from my last job in the food service industry, which as corporations got bigger, the job market shrunk and get caught in the numbers game, and I decided that, you know what, I'm tired of chasing that number game and wanted to do something I liked.
So what's surprising to you so far starting your own business?
Well, it's tough getting started. Surprising is kind of a tough word to work with, but just really getting myself out there, getting the business started, and making sure that I'm properly prepared to do the jobs that come along. I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself. So it's just kind of building up the business as I go along and being prepared to take care of things as they come.
Now, I've told you this when I ran into you in the store, that after seeing you 30 years in the corporate world, most people don't know what you do today.
No, they don't. So
your services, when you talk about the different types of options they are, what is it really that people don't understand or wouldn't know that's so unique about what you do?
Artistic creativity, I guess, would be a good way to put it. My dad was an artist, and I always, I can't draw a picture to save my life. I might do a stick figure. So I always said I never got any of my dad's artistic ability, but then found out working with wood and having certain requests come along that, you know what, I am artistic, maybe not as a painter, to do a portrait, but I'm very artistic when it comes to looking at a project that needs to be done and creating that project.
So far, any odd requests, something unique that you never thought you'd be doing?
Yeah, that's an easy question. Yeah, somebody asked for a 3D sign of their company logo off their business card. And wanted it with great depth. Didn't want it, an inch thick. They wanted it over 2 inches thick. And trying to go back to the old high school days and remember how to do ratios and make sure that I had everything matched up properly. It was a challenge, but I was very pleased with how it came out, and I think he was too.
So for those of you listening, Ron's creativity is certainly on display here at my office. And a picture of the logo that he's talking about will come up on the screen. But if you're in downtown Pittsfield, 2 South Street, stop in our office and see the great work he did. It really came out nice.
Thank you.
And everybody that comes in talks about it.
Good.
It's really the focal point as we come in.
Well, when we had discussed that was what you wanted, then I think we hit it right on the head with, what your vision was and what I came up with, so.
You absolutely did. So tell us about your goals over the next year, now that you got your feet wet in the business.
I'd like to do a little more expansion and get myself out there a little bit more. I like the creative side. I don't want to be a contractor. I've had people say, oh, well, can you redo my bathroom? Well, you know what? If you're looking for a creative way to do it, yeah, I'll do it. I'm not going to do structural stuff. It's not my passion. My passion is to work with my hands and create stuff that's different. I also want to expand some of my seasonal business of crafts that I do. I do a wine holder for the Christmas season. So, you know, it started out, I was making Christmas presents for people last year. Everyone's like, oh my God, you should sell these things. They're incredible. And I customized them, which made it even more unique. And then the springtime, I came up with an idea, because I am an avid golfer. You know, people use brush cleaners on their clubs, and people, you know, the beer cart comes along and nobody's got a bottle opener. So,
Well, you brought a couple samples.
yeah, I did bring a couple samples. So this is actually a brush cleaner for the clubs, but on the back side, it's also a bottle opener. So it's all handcrafted out of wood, fits the hand beautifully. So that's that one. And then at Christmas time, you know, I'll let you hold that up. That is actually a wine holder. Very unique. I happened to just do one for my niece that's getting married in Tuscany, Italy, and engraved the names and the date of their wedding at the bottom. And she loved it so much, she actually ordered it for her wedding party as their gift.
So wait a minute, you can put a custom logo, let's say?
Yes,
So
anybody.
these would be great gifts for
Yep.
anybody in business to give to a customer or a client.
Absolutely. And same thing with my golf brushes here. If somebody's having a charity golf event, they're always giving out golf balls with whatever that charity event is. Well, a lot of those golfers lose those 3 balls, so there's no long-term value to that. Whereas this will attach to their bag, and they'll always have what that charity event was and what the date that they played on, and I can customize any of those for them.
That's great. We'll be sure to show those on the screen also later. What are the biggest challenges you face though as a new business?
It's always the challenge of building up a reputation. You know, it takes time. I still think the most important aspect of any business, whether it be in sales, real estate, food service, is your reputation is what it's really built on. Right now for me as a new business, just trying to get my feet wet here in Berkshire County, it's really just building up that reputation so people can see you know, the sign work that I did for you, and getting enough projects out there and making sure the customer's happy. You know, if a customer's not happy, I'll fix it. Because like I said, reputation is the most important thing.
Anything else? Challenges? New business starting out? Marketing?
Yeah, obviously, yes, marketing, developing my own website, and finding ways to advertise myself. And then there's always the investment of starting a new business.
Sure.
It's a challenge.
Now, Ron, I know you moved away for a few years and lived down in the valley, I believe,
Yeah, down in Westfield, yeah.
and you came back. You're here in Pittsfield.
Yes, I did. Well, I actually grew up in Worthington. I think you were aware of that. I loved Worthington. Raised my family in Westfield. And then 5 years ago, decided that I wanted to come back to the Berkshires. I always loved it out here. There's just something different about the Berkshires. Nothing that I can really just put my finger on, but for me, there was just a passion for the Berkshires in comparison to being in the valley, whether it be able to ski in the winter or play golf in the summer. There's a lot going on in the Berkshires. I think that it's reaching the point now where I like to see more local businesses out here and get some more reinvestment into the city.
What do you like to do here in Pittsfield?
Well, as I mentioned, I'm an avid golfer, and there's no better, I don't think there's anywhere I can think of that, at least not in the New England region, that has greater golf courses than the Berkshires. So I do like doing that. I like to ski during the winter. So, you know, once again, you have some great little ski resorts. I don't have to travel far.
What do you think is the most important thing for people to know about Ron Humphrey?
Most important. I guess that from a business aspect, that I'm creative and I can do a lot of different things. People don't know, a lot of people that know me and didn't know that I did this. I made this for some friends that I'm really close with, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you were crafty. I didn't know you did that. So that, I think that's important, that even people that know me didn't know that I did this and that how much I love doing it.
Now, Ron, you're gonna be on Park Bench, and people will have your contact info there, but how would somebody get a hold of you?
By email or phone or text.
And your email is?
My email is rhumphrey62, that's the number 62, @gmail.com. My phone number is 413-454-3155. And once again, going back to my days in the corporate world and in the food service industry, I remember my first boss telling me that if somebody called me and I didn't get the call, and even if I didn't have the answer, make sure I called back. So one of the things that I heard so much of over the years, because I have worked with contractors, just helping them out and stuff, and just people in general have this impression of people not always being as responsive as they should be. So given my background in the food service, I always make sure I give a call back.
Customer service and creativity.
There
What
you
a
go.
great match.
There you go, right there.
Thank you, Ron. Good luck. And
Okay.
again, anybody that wants to look at a very unique creation, stop by our office and see Ron's great work at our front reception area.